Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Juliet and I'm super into fitness and honor active. I'm gonna be going through a mic'd up upper body day. I recently joined the Ladder app and I'm super excited to see what progress I can make with it and just to switch it up because I've been working out for like 10, 11-ish years. So when you do this for this long, it kind of starts to get boring after a while. The results are great, but I like to switch it up because if I'm bored, then I'm not wanting to do things. Obviously, discipline is huge. So I go to the gym because I'm disciplined, and I go to the gym because I got a little something called discipline. I got more discipline. And then a little more discipline up there. So needless to say that when I don't have the energy or like when I'm struggling to get to the gym because I'm stagnant with the results or I'm like in a funky mood, I rely on this to get me there because the itch will get you going. And I personally love the itch. So let's make some pre. This is the Beyond Raw Lit V2 formula, which means it comes with creatine. I think it's like, okay, 3 grams of creatine. I already do take creatine in the pill form because I hate the powder, but I ended up buying this pre-workout just because I wanted to try a flavor that I haven't tried before. Not gonna lie, I am not 100% into the pre-workout version that has of Lit that has the creatine. The original formula tasted better to me in my opinion, probably because it was really sweet, and the creatine one, it just doesn't taste as sweet. I will be able to prove that once I actually open the strawberry lemonade flavor, which I've had in the regular version. I will be able to for sure say if what's throwing me off about this spree is the creatine or not, but it gets the job done. So, but it's been a lot of yapping in this video. I got my guest in the house right now. Luna, are you my guest? Come here. Luna does not want to come here, but she will once we get into the garage. So cheers. Let's get to getting. So as you can see, my guest decided to come in the garage and join me. But let's turn the lights on. That's Luna Jimenez. Unfortunately for her, she's stranded in the garage with me now because she didn't go back in the house. So let's see what today's workout brings. This is my full outfit. Charged lime, and I believe this is vintage navy, vintage blue, I forget, but a OTD. This color is a bit see-through, so we'll see. The movements this time are probably minimal bending over and stuff like that, but this is the Ladder app. I joined Team Ascend because I like a more traditional bodybuilding style of training. No running for me, please, until I get to San Antonio, but today's workout is back and arms. So I'm just gonna click start workout and see where it goes. So one thing I like about Ladder is it talks you through the workout and it gives you the cues and it does the countdown. So I think that's pretty cool. Also, it forces me to do some stretching, which I rarely do, and it's bad of me. I know I should be doing it, but I'd be lazy. So for the warm up, these are starting to feel very tiring on my upper body. Why? Scapular wall slide. I don't know that I have the wall to do it, so I'm just gonna do this. Cat cow. child's pose, alternating reach. I don't think I've ever done this. I don't know that my shoulder injury likes this movement very much. So I'm just gonna restrict my range of motion to what I can do without causing any pain. The first movement is gonna be bent over row. We're gonna do 3 sets of 8 reps. The first set is gonna be at like a 60% difficulty, or I guess effort, perceived effort. So yeah, let's do that. So I'm not really sure what my percentages are because I don't usually train by percentages. Normally when I'm warming up, I'll start with like just the bar and then I'll start adding weight until I get to my working weight, which for bent over rows, my working weight is about 95 pounds. So I always start with the bar, I'll add 10s, I'll add another 10, and then I'll hop on over to the 95 pounds. So I think probably it just doesn't math. The math doesn't math, because if that's the case, like 50% of 95 would be around like 47 point whatever. The math doesn't math, but so I'll just do a set with just the barbell, do like, I don't know, 5, and then I'll add 10s and do another set, and then I will see if I think that's roughly 60% for me, so that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so warm up set. All right, 1 set at 45. And I only did 5 reps for that set. Now we're going into a set at 65, which I think that's like my 60%. So I'm gonna do the 8 reps that the app prescribed. Alrighty, on to our working set at 95 pounds. I already did a set of 10, so the next set I believe is gonna be of 8, but I'm gonna double check. 6 actually. So I will write down the sets right here. For the exercises, I will only record one of the sets. This is my working set at 6 reps. I already did a set of 10 at this working weight, so. I can't talk and work out at the same time when the weight is heavy, but something that you need to keep in mind when you're doing these is your body needs to be parallel to the ground, and you need to make sure that you keep your spine neutral. I don't look straight ahead. I don't like looking at the mirror because that throws my spine out of alignment. You need to pick. I'm out of breath. Anyway, you need to pick a spot about 3 feet in front of you that you can stare at when you're doing the movement. That way it forces you to keep your spine neutral. You don't need to look at yourself in the mirror when you're doing this movement. Just pick that spot 3 feet in front of you and do the movement. Focus on bringing those elbows back towards your hips and feeling it all over your back. So for the next movement, we have single arm lat pull downs at 60%, 80%, and 100% effort, sets of 8. I don't have the attachment, so I'm just gonna make this one work. Single arm, this feels like challenging enough to be 60%. So I'm gonna do 1 set. think when she was doing it, she was doing it like this to get a greater stretch. So if I turn a little bit and I let my arm go up, I get a better stretch. I get a better stretch here in my lats. So 1, 8. I'll do the other arm. This is my injured shoulder, rotator cuff, whatever. So I'm gonna go as far up as I can without causing myself discomfort. Really feeling that stretch at the top. That's set number 1. Okay, so basically I had to get creative with my leg kickback strap thing because as I increased the weight, it was harder for me to hold on to this thing. But I'm gonna do a set of, I think it calls for sets of 8. This is probably my 100% weight since I don't have an arm handle and my thing is kind of get rigged, so we're gonna do 8 on each side. Last one on this side. Now switching on over to the left. Oh my god. It is really difficult to hold on to this thing. Okay, left. That's it for my sets of 8. I'm gonna stay down here because the next movement is narrow grip pull downs, but I don't have the attachment that you would use for it. So I'm going to modify the movement and use the bar, but I'll just grab it. So I'll probably just grab it like this and do a reverse grip, but keep it narrow. So that's how you modify movements to still meet the intent when you don't have the equipment. So this movement calls for 3 sets. One at, I think, again, one at 60, one at 80, and one at 100%. I feel like this is probably my 60% effort. So I'm gonna do 8 here. That's 8. Let's add more. Okay, for our next movement, we have lat pullover or straight arm pull downs. I'm supposed to do 2 sets, one at like 80% and one at 90%, and they're sets of 10 to 12. So I'm gonna do my 80% set here and see if I can get 12 reps. I'm gonna change the angle. So we're gonna do this angle. Typically, I would probably be closer to my center. And we're gonna get them done from right here. What you really wanna focus on this one is getting that stretch up the top and keeping tension, so. Okay, so this weight felt a little bit more challenging than 80%, but I'll probably just add maybe 5 to 10 more pounds to this when so I can do my last working set at the 90 or 100% effort. So on to the next movement. Okay, so for the next movement, it's gonna be a superset of rear delt flies with rear delt rows. Usually I do these at about 5 to 7 pounds. I don't have any of those weights, but I do have 5-pound plates, so I'm gonna improvise and use the 5 pounds for these. So starting with the flies. And then the rows. This is my first time trying these like that. It's kind of uncomfortable to put your chest on the bench, but and then these were kind of awkward as well, but don't mind me. My head is cut off, but that's the gist of those movements. I will probably clean it up when I do it at the gym, but next movement. That's what I listen to in between sets that I'm not recording for YouTube for this video. The next exercise is gonna be 3 sets of 10 to 12 incline curls. I find that doing them against a bench at an incline is a lot more challenging. It's probably because it takes my traps and the back aspect out of it, but these are killer, especially if you allow your your arms to come down slowly. You can really feel the stretch in your biceps. So I'm gonna do my last set of 10 because I've already done the first 2 sets. The way up, and where you really get your bang for your buck is on the way down if you slow it down and allow the bicep to fully stretch. Then back up. That's 1. I am fighting for my life. For my life. 9. 10. That's a wrap for that. I think all I have left are hanging leg raises and then the cool down. So let's get together. Okay, so for the leg raises, it's supposed to be an AMRAP, which as many reps as possible. A rep? Yeah, as many reps as possible. I am horrible at holding myself accountable and doing core, so we'll see how many reps we can get. Of old age. This is not gonna go well. 2. 4. 5. 8. So I only had 10 in me. I'm probably just gonna switch to knee raises for the last few because I'm really having to maneuver the way I hold myself up because of my rotator cuff pain thing. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for me. Knee raises is what I'm gonna modify the movement to be. It's kind of weird that this workout doesn't have any pull-ups even though it's supposed to be back day. So I'm gonna sprinkle in probably 4 sets of, I was doing sets of 9 last week, so I'll see how many I can get since my bar looks different from the bar at the gym. But let's see how many, the goal is to get 9 pull-ups. Let's do a set of 9, good enough for government work. Okay, goal is 9. That is super wide. Need like a mid grip. 4. 6. 8. 1 more for luck. Oh my God. 10. Whew. Okay, but yeah, that concludes my workout following the ladder app. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Catch you all next time.